day. There is a chance that we can make it so far. We stop believing now we can be who we are. Greece is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning.
Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you guys had some time to yourselves and it wasn't all work and you guys got some play out of it. It's been, I hate to say, a whirlwind of a week, but I feel like I'm like, where did the week go? All of a sudden we're here. My kiddo goes off to school this week. Not that I'm excited at all. So a whole bunch of like last minute running around has to get done. And I feel like I'm like running around like a crazy person and, juggling schedules here or there until everything kind of gets back to a new normal. So that's kind of where we're at. Tonight's live, I am at 14,000 DoorDash deliveries and counting. So I'll kind of give you some knowledge. I'll drop some knowledge here or there. Kind of any advice I can give anybody at 14,000 DoorDash deliveries. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it. And then also, if I'm answering any questions you guys have regarding DoorDash or anything else. So if you guys have any questions, get them in. I will try to get to as many questions as I possibly can, whether you have questions about DoorDash, or I'll try to answer as many as like I said, as I possibly can. So before we even get started, I just want to remind everybody also, next Tuesday, the 10th, at the same time, 8 o'clock. You do not want to miss it. Chris Heffernan, the CEO of Delivered, will be here. He will be hanging out with us, answering questions. We're going to get into some of the knowledge of Delivered, and hopefully you guys get some great value out of it. He is full of knowledge. So if you want to know what's going on in Delivered, you're going to want to be here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I'm super excited to have him here. He's such a cool guy to talk to. So I think it's going to be a fantastic evening. And we're going to go from there. So mark your calendars, put it down, and make sure you're back here next Tuesday. And then, guys, I keep talking about it, where I'm still on the safety campaign. It's not going away, but I will say this. Display ride. We have 3 more weeks of using the code RODEO, and you guys get those amazing discounts off of the price of the dash cam and also the monthly subscription. And in 3 weeks, the discount goes away. So if you're going to get a display ride, the time is now. Pull the trigger, go check them out, even do your research, go look at their website, look to see what it's all about, and make your decisions. But the code RODEO is going away in 3 weeks. So just FYI, but definitely go check out this flavor. Okay, so, I know, I can't believe it. I can't, 14,000 deliveries. It's been more than 5 years. I started in 2018, so six years ago. Did I do my math right? 6 years ago, did I ever think today I would be at 14,000 deliveries? Heck no, I would have never thought that in, honestly, a million years. I have seen DoorDash change drastically. Like, I'm not even saying a little. It has changed so drastically in 6 years. I feel like it's not even the same app that it was back in 2018. If you really think about it, it was, post-pandemic, pandemic. I mean, pre-pandemic, pandemic, post-pandemic. Like, I feel like we've been through it all. And a lot of you guys have been with me, 4 years now with YouTube, 4 years full time. So a lot of you guys have been with me through this incredible DoorDash and multi-apping journey. So thank you guys for your continued support. I really appreciate it. But, God, I think I said this when I reached 13,000 deliveries, is I've seen it go from a $5 base pay to a $2.75 base pay to a $2 base pay. Do you guys see the patterns of the base pay? I've seen it go from cherry picking and that's the way to go, and then we saw Top Dasher and the wave of Top Dasher, and then we saw the diamond program, and then we saw the tier program. Like, there's just, I think DoorDash should win the prize of the most amount of programs rolled out to drivers in like the past 4 years. I'm just saying, does anybody else agree with that? But through and through, as much as, sometimes I complain, I like to think I keep it real, but as much as sometimes I complain, I say some good things too. I'm looking at this right here, you know, DoorDash is still the most popular app, and it is. And I continue to make my money week after week. And a lot of it, a good chunk of my money every single week, comes from the DoorDash app. I had another $1,000 week, over $1,000 week last week just on DoorDash. This doesn't count any of my catering apps. It doesn't include any Uber Eats, any Instacart. Get what else I worked last week, but it doesn't include any of the other apps that I work. So, one of the questions, and once again, if you're just coming in, taking questions if you guys have questions, but one of the questions one of you guys asked me, and I forgive me for not remembering who this came from, but it was, what hours do I work every week or every day? I must work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. That would be no. I am full-time. I always say I am a full-time gig driver who happens to do YouTube and content. I'm not a content creator who does gig work. I'm the other way around. So no, I do not work 12 hours a day. I don't have the time to work 12 hours a day between the work I put into gig work, the work I put into YouTube. I have other side businesses going on as well. So gig work just isn't the only thing that I do. So no, I do not work 12 hours a day. I probably work 8, maybe 10 hours max every single day. It just so happens, and that's why I put Thomas's comment up on the screen, is, it is the busiest app in my market. It is the most popular app in my market. It is the app that actually produces in my market. That's why I'm able to do what I'm able to do on the DoorDash app. And that's another thing that I've learned over the years of doing DoorDash. It does not perform the same in every single market. And, I get so many comments that I'm in a fantastic market. You have a unicorn market. I don't think my market is no different. I have a small market. I don't live in a city. I'm small. It just so happens to be that DoorDash in my market is the number one app that people order from. So, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles, but it's okay if it's not the most popular app in your own area. Uber Eats might be your number one app. Grubhub might be your other app. I think I saw a comment come in today, and I apologize. I've been working. I haven't really responded to any comments today, but, somebody had made a comment that even Grubhub has been better than DoorDash lately for this driver, and that might actually be the case, and that's okay. However you need to make your money, go make your money. Do you stay on one zone? No, I do not stay in one zone. And it's funny because every time I get a comment that says, I know your area, I know your zone, I know, your market. And I'm always saying, no, you really don't, because they might have watched an older video and people might think they know where I work in my zone, but I don't. I don't even work in that area anymore. I travel. I work in New Jersey, and that's literally literally the truth. I do not limit myself, and that's one thing I've learned. Oh, that's good knowledge. I haven't limited myself to just one zone. I go where the money is. If one zone isn't working for me, I go to a different zone. Whatever I need to do to make my money, that's the way I'm going to do it. And sometimes that means not working in the zone that I'm used to working in. Like, I've learned to get out of my comfort zones over the years and explore. And I can honestly say I've traveled 40 minutes away. I've traveled a half hour away. I'm not afraid of going somewhere if it means experimenting and making more money. And sometimes people don't get out of their zones, and it actually might make you even more money. And I think if people explored more, it might open their eyes. Like, I was one of those dashers, right? I used to, like, nope, I have to go to the certain spot. I have to sit in front of the certain restaurant. I have to be in this red zone. I have to be at this hot spot. Like, I was that driver years ago that, like, I'm like, no, this is my mindset. And I'm like, one day I'm like, what am I doing? There are so many other zones. And that's when, oversaturation happens. Like, if oversaturation is happening in your own area, no one wants to travel, but if it means a difference of you making $100 a day or $200 or $300 a day, to me, that's a no-brainer. Go where the money is. I always say, follow the money, go where the money is. So no, I'm a firm believer of hopping zones, skipping zones, going over 4 zones, 5 zones, whatever you need to do to make your money. That's what it actually comes down to. So, but yeah, that's the one thing, and not only that, but the one thing I've also learned, and I used to also be this driver too, is say you get an order and it takes you completely out of your zone. I don't travel anymore to get back to where I traveled from, because sometimes you get like an 8-mile order, sometimes you might get a 10-mile order, and it might actually take you out of your zone. Work wherever if there's restaurants and there's hot zones, like, go to your nearest hot zone. Like, you're wasting miles going back and forth when you can just pick up an order where you're currently at. And I think that's another thing. If I can drop some knowledge on you, don't waste time traveling back and forth and trying to get back to your original hotspot. You can get orders anywhere as long as you're in the red zone. Sometimes you don't have to be in the red zone. Sometimes there are zones, like there's even a zone that I know about. It's never red. It's never a red zone, but I know I can go there, and I know I can go grab an order because there's actually 10 restaurants in this small cluster, and it's never red. But I always go, if I get an order, I stay there because I know I can get an order. So here we are. Yes, I have. And it wasn't fun. I probably about a month ago, I went through a series of like DoorDash just sending me, and this is okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. People are always under the impression that in order to be platinum, you have to take crap. Are you going to take crap? Sometimes you might have to in order to maintain it. But there are many times where if you're at a certain percentage and you're like, I am not taking that order. I'm not taking this order. So it happened to be that DoorDash was just sending me like bad order after bad order, and I refused. They kept sending me to a part of town that I just did not want to go, and they sent me another one, and I went down to 69. I'm like, 69, here I come. But the only good thing is and this is another thing, if you're platinum, I always schedule. So even though I went down to 69, I was only at 69 for 7 orders before like I raised it back up. And that's another thing, especially if you're a platinum driver, is the way that I work it. And I never tell anybody, this is just what I do. You can run your business however you want to run your business. This is what I do. I average roughly around 100 deliveries a day, which means I can decline 2, 3, sometimes 4, depending on what's going on a day. And I purposely decline a couple every day. So that way, when the rolling 100 comes around every single day, I have the opportunity to raise my acceptance rate. So even though I fell, it literally only took me, I think, like 5 orders, and I was back up to 70 within like 2 hours. But if you're a platinum, I just recommend, not that I think it makes a difference, because I'm sorry, 100 a day. Sorry, no, 100 a week. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's been a long day. Yes, I'm in a week. Sorry, guys. 100. Can you imagine me doing 100 deliveries a day? Holy, that's a lot of deliveries. No, 100 a week. Sorry about that. So anyway, thanks for catching that, Thomas, for me. But yeah, I always, like I said, just keep on going. So that's that. So DoorDash is just, in my opinion, forever changing. And I think I proved that through all the programs that they've had. And, you know, if you're stuck doing one thing and your mindset is the same exact mindset you had 5 or 6 years ago, you're not adapting. And I think the DoorDash app, because of their programs that they have, it's almost like you have to adapt to the program. Think of it as a game. I always say we're playing the DoorDash game, right? We're constantly playing a game, almost of chess with DoorDash, right? And that's what it ends up being. So in order to win games, you have to adapt your strategies, and a lot of times you need to adapt, because how many times, and you guys are gonna have to let me know, because I'm not the only one who thinks this. Like, I feel like their algorithm changes like every couple of weeks, and it's so funny because I know a lot of my restaurants so well at this point in multiple zones. A lot of times they're like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in like a month." And sometimes I'm like, "Oh my God, you haven't seen me in 2 months." And a lot of times I'm like, "I know, DoorDash just hasn't sent me orders to your restaurant." And I think that's a good indication that DoorDash is always changing their algorithm. You can never figure it out. I think it's not supposed to be figured out. But if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change and you don't adapt, you might end up not making money, and you might not take orders, and it could be a whole spiral. And all of a sudden you'd be like, "Kim, I can only make like $100 a day. I used to make $200 a day." And a lot of that has to do with adapting to what's going on. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for saying $100 a day. No, 100 a week. It's usually what I average. Sorry. Sorry. What is the end game going for 20K? I'll go as long as I'm going. Obviously, you know, everybody has their own individual goals. Like, this just isn't my only goal that I have, right? I have other businesses, I have other ventures, I have other things going on. Obviously, I would like some of them to eventually take off. So my goal is to start dwindling down how much I'm out on the road, and I can focus on other things that make me more money on the side and lessens my gig work. So that's my own personal goal. So I don't know. I mean, 20K could be in the future. Who knows? You know, as long as DoorDash keeps giving me orders and I keep making money, you know, I'm gonna keep going, right? You keep going until you say one day, "I'm not gonna do it any longer." I always say I'll stay in the game as long as I can produce and make the money that I need to do in order to provide for me, my family, and my household. So who knows? Sky's the limit. Who knows what the future holds, but that's my own personal goal. I always say, like, my brand is my business, and how do I keep expanding my brand. So I'm out on the road less and I'm expanding my brand more. So that's kind of the way that it's going. So like I said, keep going as long as I keep getting orders and I still keep making making money. Um, you know, EBT, I'm seeing your conversations. EBT, you know, I have done EBT. I have explored earn by time. Um, what can I say about earn by time? Can you make money on earn by time? Absolutely. If you only do earn by time, I think you're losing out on some opportunities with DoorDash that aren't presented on earn by time. So I feel like earn by time a lot of time is limited. Like I did a video a couple weeks ago that I was just in the mood to do. Like I just didn't want to think about the orders that were coming in. I didn't want to think about the orders I was taking. Like I just wanted to take an order and go. So for me, I feel like I have to be in the mood to do earn by time. I know a lot of drivers are a fan of earn by time. It's not that I'm not a fan of earn by time. I just feel like it puts so many miles on your car, and even more than earn per offer. And especially if you're trying to maintain. So I'm just gonna say, if you can find a balance of earn by time and earn per offer, I would recommend that because I feel like if you're not doing earn per offer, you could be missing out on some shopping pays. You might be missing out on some other opportunities that you might not get with earn by time. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say. I felt like it limited me to only doing longer mile food deliveries. Don't get me wrong, the base pay on a lot of these orders are amazing and earn by time. And I think that's the lure of doing earn by time. Like you see like a base pay of like $5, you see a base pay of $6, sometimes $10, depends on how long you're going. I think that's the whole like, ooh, I think that's a fantastic thing, but you're forgetting how many miles you're actually putting on your car. And especially me, I mean, I still have both cars, but especially me now with a brand new car, I'm a little bit more conscious of what's going on and what I'm using the car for, even though I keep switching back and forth between both cars. But just kind of opens your eye a little bit. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm seeing this, and I have my own theory about this. Red, you do earn by time to get your ratings back up. I tried that for like 2 nights in a row. I was like teetering on that like 70%, 71%. I'm like, okay, I'll do a couple of hours of earn by time and, you know, raise me back up. This is just a theory. I have nothing fact-based to go on. I feel like when you do earn by time, I feel like it messes with the rolling 100 a little bit, and where it should have replaced something and it would raise your acceptance rate, I feel like it takes actually longer to raise your acceptance rate. Once again, I have nothing fact-based to base that on. It's just something I observe when I'm doing it, because that's usually a lot of times when I try to use it earn by time, and sometimes it doesn't always work. So I don't know whether there's a little bit of a misconception, or I don't know whether misconception is the right word, but a little imbalance of EPT and raising your acceptance rate. Yeah, I don't even know whether rolling 100 is even valid anymore. I think they use it. I don't know. I've honestly, and this was years ago, when I was doing Top Dasher and I went through Hell Week, I actually got a piece of paper and I was doing slash marks on every order that I would accept. So I knew when I got to like my 100, like I should be at 100%. And every time I did a hell week, so to speak, it never matched with the 100. 100 definitely did not equal 100. So I think there's definitely something behind that. I just don't know. I just don't know exactly what it is. But I think there's something behind the rolling 100 in EBT and also just in general. Hey, if it's working for you, Tyler, I think that's fantastic. Congratulations. You've been making between $25 to $30 an hour on EBT, and it's been short trips. That's fantastic. If it's working for you, keep doing it. Hey, do you. Another thing I've learned is if you're sitting still, you're not making money. I feel like that's something like it should be like a mantra of mine. Besides kindness is always free. If your wheels aren't moving, you're not making money. And I feel like a lot of times we're still stuck in cherry picking ways that I'm going to wait for the perfect order to come through. And let's face it, guys, we are not seeing the orders we're seeing. We're not seeing as many orders we're seeing. Sometimes it could take 20 minutes to get an order. Sometimes it could take an hour to get an order. Be wise in your orders, but also know if you're not moving, you're not making money. So if you think that it's a crap order, it's a crap order. Decline it. I'm not telling you to take crap orders, but I'm telling you that you have to take orders in order to make money. And this is what my short was about the other day. If you guys haven't seen my short, set any goals that you want. And this is DoorDash, and this is this is life lessons and also DoorDash lessons. Set any goals. And once you set goals, shoot for achieving them. You can only stand in your own way of not achieving your goals. But the one thing I've learned over the years in DoorDash, in life, is set realistic goals. Don't set goals that are going to set you up to fail. Set realistic goals that you know that if I achieve it, it's going to make you feel good about yourself. It's going to make you feel good if you're making money. But if you set goals too high, you're just going to disappoint yourself. And the whole entire point is setting goals is to achieve what you're looking to do. So set goals, set realistic goals, and always shoot to try to achieve them. Yeah, I agree with this. If you're not platinum, your order volume goes down. When I went to 69 for those couple of hours, I did not get as many orders as I was getting. So that's why I always say, if you are teetering on that 70% and you're a platinum dasher, schedule. The only thing I can say is schedule. But next thing, don't let anyone tell you how to run your business. I get so many times, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, you shouldn't have taken this order, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. You know what? I don't care what anybody thinks, because I'm making money the way that I want to make my money. And you guys are all entitled to your opinions. And I know I put myself out there every single time I do a ride along, every single time I do a video. But I'm laughing to the bank because I'm still making my money, but I'm making my money the way that I want to make my money. I'm not letting anybody dictate how I should make my money. And that goes for you guys too. Like, don't let anybody get in your way or tell you that you're not doing something right. Even myself, like, don't let anybody tell you how to make your own money. Go out and make your money the way that you want to do it. And I think this is another thing, because when I listen to other YouTubers, gig tubers out there, I listen to them for inspiration. And there's definitely people and content creators that I absolutely listen to because I want to be inspired. And I hopefully I'm inspiring you guys too, but I listen to people for inspiration. I don't listen to them to tell me how to run my business. Like I'm my own business. I'm responsible for the money that I make. So listen to others for inspiration and go out and make your own money. So, but yeah, the bottom line is, guys, I feel like DoorDash isn't brain science. It isn't. It's you're picking up and we're dropping off, right? We're picking up and we're dropping off. I feel like we complicate it more than what we need to complicate it, right? Sometimes there are days that I feel like I'm like, oh, I overthought that. Why am I overthinking something as stupid as an order? Just don't overthink. If you're going to take an order, take it, pick it up and drop it off and move on to the next order. If you're multi-apping like myself, you know what? Turn on your apps before your next drop off and you might get an order before your next drop off. Like there's so many ways and so many combinations to make money out there. And I know we're just talking about DoorDash, but I'm going to put on my multi-apping hat for a little bit. Go out and just go and don't complicate things. Like don't overthink. I feel like a lot of times we look at a screen and you're like, oh, should I take it? Should I not take it? Should I take it? And you're down to like the wire of like 5 seconds, 4 seconds left. And you're so just pull the trigger. And if you were indecisive, there was a reason why you were thinking about doing versus not to just do it. Just take the order and go make your money. Amazon Flex. I wish I had Amazon Flex. I feel like I'm a broken record, but I've been on the wait list for Amazon Flex for well over 2 years at this point. So I am not the best person to talk about Amazon Flex. Yeah, I get this a lot. I'm not going to name every single one of. I'm not going to answer all of my apps that I use. I can tell you, I think I'm up to 16, possibly 17 at this point. I lost track after a while. I still multi-app. I don't just do DoorDash. If I'm in a DoorDash role, I'm going to continue doing DoorDash. It's good to throw in Uber Eats. It's good to throw in Grubhub. When I'm like in my really multi-apping mood, like I said, I'll turn on everything before I get to my next drop off, hoping that I actually get an order on something else so I can like keep on going. The good thing I love about Uber Eats is they give you orders before your next drop off. So if they really want to keep you on the platform, they'll keep you on your platform. Same thing with Grubhub. They'll give you an order before your next drop off. The only one that really doesn't do that is actually DoorDash. I think that's why I multi-app so much with DoorDash, is because I want to know what my next order is before I do my next drop off. If you can do that, you're constantly taking orders and you're constantly making money. Catering has opened my eyes to so many different possibilities. That's why, I've been talking so much about Delivered lately. In my opinion, they are the best catering app out there. So it's funny. Just real quick, I know this has nothing to do with DoorDash, but to me, this poll was crazy that I did this week. And I'll share it with you guys. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up. So my question to everybody is, are you a fan of the Delivered app? 24 of you said yes. 27 of you said no. 49 said, what's Delivered? So guys, do you guys not know what Delivered is? If you don't know what Delivered is, it is a catering app. I always say get on it. Even if you're part-time, get on it. Yes, a lot of their deliveries are Monday through Friday and they're during the day, but I know, right? Is it crazy to you that people don't know what Delivered is? Drivers, get on the Delivered bandwagon, even if you're part-time. So a lot of their orders are Monday through Friday and they're during the day. But they do have weekend deliveries. They even I've even gotten evening deliveries. So don't discount them because you have different hours than what you think that they work. Like, still sign up for delivered. I know there's a wait list in a lot of areas. Get on the wait list, because in their driver portal, you can set your hours to what you're available. So they'll only send you orders to the hours that you're available, which, by the way, if I can edit it in time, I'm not going to put pressure on myself, but hopefully there'll be a video out tomorrow, if not the next day. I did a whole tutorial on how to do the delivered driver portal, so you guys can go and set it up. There are so many drivers that haven't even set up their driver portal, and it makes your experience on delivered even that much better. So I know, it's crazy. So guys, what are you waiting for? Get on delivered. I'm just saying. And Thomas, that's a great, they won't oversaturate any market. Like, that's why there's a wait list, is because they refuse to bring on so many drivers that drivers don't get any orders. So they bring on drivers based off of the volume and how much is on your own area. So you will never have the problem of having like 100 drivers like DoorDash does in a 4-block radius, and you're waiting around for an order. So just FYI. Yeah, multi-app is the awesome way to always have deliveries and do dollars. I absolutely agree. Yeah, so if you guys haven't done delivered, I highly recommend it. Sorry, I kind of digressed from DoorDash, but I thought it was really important, because when I saw that poll this week, and I'm like, I thought like it would be divided between yes or no. I never thought that 49% of people, which by the way got 161 votes, 49% didn't even know what delivered is. Well, tune in to next Tuesday and you'll get to know what delivered actually is. And it'll be broken down, and you can so guys, I'm going to probably towards the end of this week, maybe on the weekend, I'm going to put out a community post. If you have any questions for delivered, put it in the community post. So I have like a laundry list of questions that you guys want me to answer for you, so that way we can get all questions answered next Tuesday. So get your questions in. I'll put out a community post so that way you guys can get any questions answered. Yes, I have. It's interesting. So past 3 days, 4 days, LOCs are back, and it's interesting. I honestly, the first night was a Friday night or Saturday night. I can't remember when I first started like really seeing them, and I thought it was a fluke. I'm like, it's Labor Day weekend. It's probably the luck of the draw. Not that I was complaining. I was really excited to see some of those payouts. I'm like, score. And then I went out Saturday night as well. I got 2 on Saturday night. I didn't work much yesterday. I didn't work a lot yesterday. I worked maybe 3, maybe 4 hours yesterday, and I got 1 yesterday. I worked a little bit before I got on tonight, and I saw 2 tonight. So it might not be a fluke. I mean, who knows? The good thing is, and probably it's just me and a Jersey Shore thing, everybody went back, and the crowds are back to normal for me today. I was so excited driving around and not seeing so many people around my area. I'm like, oh, people went back. It's after Labor Day. But then in a couple of days, school's going to start and the traffic's going to get bad again for school. So you can't actually win. But yes, I am starting to see ellipses again. Hey, Josh, how are you? Back to slow season. Yeah. Summer was fun while it lasted. I'm always happy and sad during this time. Like, I am I'm always excited when the summer comes because it means more people come to my area and like you get more orders, right? Because more people are ordering, people are on vacation and they don't care what they're spending, they're on vacation. And then, but then you're like, oh my God, the traffic is so freaking bad around here. And then finally Labor Day comes and everybody goes away from my area and it's like, oh, we're back to new normal. But at the same time, you're like, oh, there goes the orders too. So it's like it's literally a no-win situation in my area, but it's all good. Guys, please hit the thumbs up button while you're here, right here. It helps out the channel in so many different ways. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do so. And yes, go Yankees. Sorry, Josh. How's those Phillies doing for you? I'm just kidding. But anyway, guys, that is really all I have. Hopefully, I gave you some good sound advice on DoorDash. Hopefully, I dropped some knowledge tonight for you guys. You're an O's fan? I thought you were a Phillies fan. Did I mess that up? Anyway, so thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And guys, I'll see you next Tuesday. Be here 8 p.m. for Delivered CEO. I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys are too. And remember, kindness is always free. I'll see you next Tuesday or in the next video. Bye, everyone.